I think it was like Thursday. It was so bad. And then progressively throughout the day, it just started getting oranger and oranger. And then, of course, I was like, oh, yeah, the fires. Like, thank God that we know at least where it's coming from, because this would be some scary nuclear shit.
Welcome to the Sauce Pod.
Anyways, dude, I missed you though. So I'm excited that we're back. I'm excited that we're here to dig into all the news. Some of this I might stumble through a little bit because I'm still wrapping my bearings. I just feel like there's weeks where there's like a lot of like big hard-hitting news that you're like, yes, this, and it's like it's very obvious that it's important, and like there's no question that we're including it as part of our talk track. And then there's other weeks where it's just like there's good stuff, but it's like, how deep do we want to explore some of these or not? It's just one of those weird weeks that I'm still wrapping my brain around. So if we stumble through it, we stumble through it, but that's okay. Welcome back to the Sauce Pod, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to another week where we talk about the news, trends, the updates, all the stuff that you should know about as a creator or entrepreneur growing your business online. And it's a lot of stuff. Find us on our weekly podcast up on wherever you stream your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, up on our website. You can also check us out on YouTube, where we put the video component to our podcast, and we'd love it if you subscribe to us. On Substack, you can find us at thesauceffs.substack.com. We put out a new newsletter that's free for our subscribers every week, that hits inboxes every Monday night. And then we also have additional content that goes out for our premium, our paid subscribers on Substack. Lots of good stuff. So let's get into the news. We are going to be talking through some AI news, nothing too crazy, but we do have an update on Runway. TikTok has a new script generator. We'll talk about what Salesforce is doing, which is big. And you're going to tell me about this insane robot situation, Anna.
Yeah, sweaty robot. First sweaty robot. I found the picture. Sorry, I'm just stuck on the sweaty robot, guys. Sorry. We'll get to the sweaty robot eventually.
We'll get there. We've also got on the social front of things, TikTok, a couple updates on TikTok this week. We've also got Instagram is playing around with a new AI chat feature. God save us all. Reddit has gone dark. So then we're also going to get into what's happening over at Twitter. Naturally, we have our own segment just for that. What's the download? If you guys didn't know, Twitter has a new CEO. We talked about it a little bit last week. Linda Yaccarino. She sent her first team email to Twitter and published it on Twitter so that it wasn't just for her team, but literally the whole world to see. So that's fine. Twitter's also saying that they're going to be paying creators now. They talked, Elon Musk mentioned this back in February, and it's come full circle. So that's happening soon, and we'll divulge all the details on what you need to know to get paid. Twitter Blue has more perks. Yay.
We think not.
That was perfect. And then of course, Twitter is defaulting on their Google payments. They haven't paid in quite some time. So what's that like meme that's like,
I'm trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
We've been trying to reach you, Twitter, about your outstanding payments to Google. All right, so we'll start it off by talking about some of the AI scoop. AI is my loving strong point, but also my weak point, because it's very technical, and I love the fun, creative, brandy, trendy, cool, quick, and easy things that you can do with it. And that's really what we report on. We're not trying to go over the top too much on any of this. But Runway, which is a Google-backed AI startup, if you guys remember last week, we talked about Google has invested in Runway, as they are starting to do with more and more of these like smaller AI startups. So Runway, also known sometimes as Runway ML, it's an AI platform and research lab that has tons of different tools available right through their like online hub at Runway. I think it's just runway.ai or Runway. Anyways, so they are the ones that help to develop the AI image generator, Stable Diffusion. They've got kind of a long track record in this space. And most recently, literally like just a few days ago, they released Gen 2 of their text to video model. It's a model that generates, well, hold on, let me back that up. They released Gen 2, which is an overall AI model, but it generates videos from text prompts or from existing images. And I included in this week's newsletter like a cool video that somebody did where they're literally like snapping their fingers and switching between frames in different like historical contexts and things like that, which they actually did it all in Gen 1. And it's amazing to see how this is done in Gen 1. So just think about like the expanded capabilities. We're just starting to scratch the surface of what you can do with Gen 2. Runway's Gen 2 is different because it's one of the first commercially available text to video models. And it's definitely a step up from Gen 1 in terms of like quality and scale. It lets you create these like, you know, dreamy, cool videos, sort of video sequences. Some people are saying they kind of look like slideshows. And so with this Gen 2 update, I guess it's weird because they call it Gen 2, but it's not really an update to the original Gen 1. It's more of just like a different product altogether that uses a different model. So this new product, Gen 2, it improves the customization options. It produces higher fidelity video. And the main difference really between this and the previous model is that you can generate like videos from scratch. You don't need a reference video or like a source video or a reference image. You can literally type in text and then get the video that way. So that's pretty crazy because that's pretty limited. Up until now, that's been a pretty limited capability that a lot of platforms, like some platforms offer it. Kyber is one that we've played around with quite a bit, and that's text to video. You can do some cool stuff with that. But Gen 2 has had a lot of anticipation in the video creators and kind of AI enthusiasts realm right now. People who are playing around with these tools are having some fun with it. So check it out. There's no more wait list for it. You can also, they give you, if you sign up like just with a regular, you know, sign up on their homepage, they give you a generous like 90 seconds of free video creation before you need to like upgrade, before you have to pay. So you can play around with it for free before you even like decide to pay. But that's how they get you, because it's cool and you're gonna be like, fuck, I need more credits. That's what happens every fucking time, let me tell you. So yeah, check it out. And if you guys play around with it at all, let us know. I'm excited to see more of the creations that people are doing with it. I've included some examples in the newsletter. So yeah, it's a fun little video update. And then on the TikTok front, TikTok has launched this new thing. And Anna, you feel free to chime in if you know anything about this. But I just discovered it today. I was reading about it. And so TikTok has launched something they're calling Script Generator. It's basically, as technical as it sounds, it's not. It literally is for like creative scripts. Not like writing
ChatGPT. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
it's almost like ChatGPT but structured.
Exactly. At first I was like, what is this script generator? Like, why do I need a script? Am I trying to get TikTok's API? Like, what configuration? And then I was like, okay, they mean like video scripts. Like,
actually, yeah, for like ads.
Yeah, for ads. So what it is it's a free TikTok ad script generation tool. It's built to help advertisers basically script out ideas containing things like a hook, a body, a call to action, and different scenes in a matter of seconds. All you need to do is like basically enter your industry vertical, your product name, the description of the item, any relevant keywords, and then you choose your video length, and then you hit generate scripts, and it does its AI magic. It is now available to all TikTok Creative Center users with a TikTok for Business login on desktop. So that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I haven't played around with it, but like I kind of want to, just to like see if it's worth it. Because think about how many people like are prevented from running ads just because of the fact that they don't know like what to advertise or what to put as their creative, and like that becomes like a huge barrier of entry to a lot of like creators. I'm talking like personal brands, small businesses, startups, and things like that. The bigger businesses, like they have their fucking hands tied and $500,000 of ad spend a year or whatever. But for something like, you know, smaller businesses, this is totally something worth playing around with and seeing if it actually comes back with anything good. Because if so, it's like, do that whole thing, give it a couple minutes, you know, write in your value and your industry vertical apparently, and then you're like off to the races, go advertise that shit.
Yeah,
I like
from video that you have linked, it looks like it pops up with a bunch of different scripts, like a bunch of different options for you to choose from. But yeah,
very cool.
Try it out,
Well,
guys.
and then I do have, before we get to sweaty robots,
So excited.
Let's talk about what Salesforce is doing. I think this is an interesting piece of AI news this week because, we've kind of seen like MarTech. And when I say MarTech, I'm talking like marketing technology, the tools that marketers and creatives use across industries, both on a personal branding and entrepreneurial level, all the way up to like enterprise, corporate level businesses. A common theme is, or a common thread amongst these marketing teams is like you need some sort of a CRM basically, and that's what Salesforce is. Salesforce is actually used by I think more than 150,000 businesses. They are one of the most widely used CRM systems globally with like a 33% market share. Do you use Salesforce?
No, just everyone else that I know.
Just everyone else. Yes.
Yeah.
I've worked in I've had 3 corporate jobs that have all individually used Salesforce. And I totally see why. Salesforce is like a beast of a tool. It does a whole lot of shit and it's built for enterprise. Yeah. So it is. So what they're doing now is Salesforce has launched and rolled out. There was a big Salesforce event, I think, that happened. I should fact check that. Was it Dreamforce? Did Dreamforce happen? No, that's in September. I thought there was like some Salesforce event.
I don't know.
Our events overview. I don't know. Whatever. I'll find it later. But they announced this week the launch of AI Cloud, which is essentially bringing AI to all of their enterprise teams kind of at scale. It's not a first, but it is a broad step for a company of the size of Salesforce to be doing something so comprehensively involved with AI at a scale that like pretty much mass onboards like mid-tier corporate marketers like across the board. Like if you're not already using AI tools in ChatGPT, but you're in marketing or you're in a marketing adjacent role like sales or IT, if you're using Salesforce, it might be the one to get you on there. So here's what it's all about. This new AI cloud suite provides enterprise-ready AI tools. It hosts AI models. It serves text generating models from various partners. It's integrated with, as we know, Amazon Web Services, Anthropic, which is the cloud model, Cohere, and OpenAI, which is ChatGPT and GPT-4. Salesforce's AI Cloud also hosts first-party models from Salesforce AI Research Division, of course, because Salesforce. And customers, the thing that I find interesting about it is that customers can actually bring their own custom-trained model to the platform and store data on their own infrastructure, but use it within Salesforce. So if you're like, I already imagine if you're like, one of these like big Fortune 500 enterprise level companies who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with Salesforce already, odds are you're probably doing something with AI. I hope you are. So all of those custom generated models that your teams are building can be integrated into Salesforce, which that's a nice little cherry topping, I think. Hefty price tag on it, though, because it is an enterprise level solution. Salesforce is listing the AI Cloud Starter Pack for $360,000 annually. And that's all I've got. Let's talk about sweaty robot friends. Give me the story.
Yay. So this is, I don't know, it was just a fun story. So normally when you think of like a robotic friend or, somebody that exists in your life that is a robot, you're thinking of like someone that's going to help, a robot that's going to help you do the chores, walk the dog, that kind of thing. But this robot is, I guess, first one that's able to actually feel like temperature. So it has like the joints that enable it to walk, and then its skin has 35 separate, I guess, surface areas that function independently, which is very similar to human skin. And then it can like sweat through its pores. It can, feel cold, heat. So they're hoping that this new robot will be like a valuable tool for researchers to kind of examine the effects of extreme temperature on human bodies. But with the robot instead. I know, same. It's so cute. There's also like a baby version. So I guess the robot can be like modified to account for different ages or like body types or different medical conditions. So they even have a baby one that, maybe it'll be useful for whatever the researchers are researching, but it'll definitely nightmare material.
Shout out to my alma mater, ASU, Arizona State University, because that's apparently the research team that made this monstrosity. So you guys are just thriving out there, and I hope you continue to do it, and I hope the best for you and Andy. That's all I'll say. Go check out the newsletter to see how terrifying this shit looks. And every day, every week, we inch closer and closer to like, this world of like an AGI or like artificial general intelligence of just like AI being literally all around us, integrated into everything that we do. And this is kind of proof that shit is happening, you guys. Let's talk about the social verse then. What is this whole thing about TikTok series? Because I feel like we talked about it at one point, but like maybe it hadn't rolled out yet. Or
yeah, we've talked about it before, but yeah, this is kind of in case you missed it, because it went through a limited test run and now it's available in like 94 countries. So basically it's kind of the same eligibility requirements as all of their different programs, but if you have 10K followers, you have to be 18 years old or 30-day-old account, then you can apply to join this like series feature, which is basically like paywalled content on TikTok. For this one though, they are accepting creators with 1,000+ followers, if you can prove that you have sold premium content on other platforms, like other than TikTok. So maybe if you have like a big following on Instagram, you've sold
that makes sense.
Paywalled content, you're able to, share a link to TikTok and get started over there too, which is cool. And creators that are accepted into this program can also make videos up to 20 minutes long.
Like I guess it's a good thing. So from my understanding, this is basically like TikTok's like premium subscriber feature where it's paywalled content.
Yes.
You can pay directly on TikTok and can the creator set the pricing?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure as of last time we talked about it, they are able to set the pricing. But I think there might have been a cap on how much.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure. Because the same's kind of happening on Twitter now as they roll out more and more of the like subscribe features. I'm seeing the prices be all over the map from $2 a month to $50 a month. So I don't know how it's working over on TikTok, but it'll be interesting to keep an eye on it. What is this about GSTV? It's like gas station TV. Wait, literally gas station TV.
It actually, oh wait, it is. Oh yeah, well it's a video. The fancy like term is it's a video network provider for fuel retailers, but it's literally like.
But it's literally gas TV.
But so TikTok has partnered with Gas TV to start bringing TikTok content onto gas station screens like all over the US. So their Gas TV's creative studio Ignite will curate like weekly 20-second TikTok segments with QR codes that take you back to the app, and it's all filtered underneath the I saw it on Gas TV hashtag. Share it, and I guess this is TikTok's like latest and greatest move to extend its influence outside of just your phone, and into your everyday life. So now, instead of having to listen to whatever ad, you can watch TikTok while you're pumping gas.
I wonder if they're going to like personalize them at all, because that was a thing at one point, like especially when it comes to like advertising, they're able to target, like with customer profiles, like if you're paying money to buy your gas and you put your loyalty card in, that like triggers an automation flow that then like speaks to your gas station TV and says like, this person's here, make sure you show them ads for Louis Vuitton or whatever, like whatever they're interested in. So I wonder if that'll play into it at all. Like, and we already know too that TikTok has a pretty wicked advertising algorithm. Their entire platform, their timeline is all AI driven algorithms. So I'm curious to see if they do anything with like their ad placements on something like that. Not gonna lie, like I would not be opposed to watching TikToks while pumping gas. Like
Me
it's not
neither.
the worst use of my
Well,
time because
yeah.
I do it for 2 hours while like being a potato on the couch. So like, not the worst thing for a
Yeah.
10-minute.
Right.
But either way, interesting. Okay, so AI chat feature is officially here. Is it plugged in?
No, it's being
On Instagram.
tested on
Okay,
Instagram.
okay.
So, Alessandro,
Mhm.
is the app researcher that found this, but, basically, it's very similar to Snapchat's
Mhm.
AI. So it's testing a new AI chatbot, within DMs. It'll allow you to ask questions of the AI system within any chat thread. All you have to do is tap, like, at AI
Mhm.
into, like, the chat field in your DM, and then you'll be taken to like a chat within Instagram's like DMs, which is Instagram's AI chatbot, and then it'll like answer your
Mm.
questions, give you advice on crafting like the perfect message, inspire creativity. Apparently, this AI chatbot will have like 30 different personalities, so you can choose from a different personality and then like talk to the one that you like
Mhm.
best. Obviously, we're seeing like every app shift towards
Interest
integrating AI in some way. And I think chatbots are like the easiest ones for social media apps to start bringing
Yep.
around and people to test out. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see. I don't know. I don't like, we've talked about this before, but the general like consensus is Snapchat's chatbot is just
My
creepy and
AI.
weird. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like my AI. I stay away from it. Gosh, I have this crazy story. I asked it because I was like, "What?" I was like, "What kind of AI are you? Like, send me a selfie." And I asked it on Snapchat, and it was like, "Oh no, you send me a selfie first." I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna send like a
Oh, that's
selfie, and this is
creepy.
very weird. So he sent a picture of like my ceiling fan, and immediately it's like, "Oh, that's such a nice fan you have there." And then I was like, "Oh, well, I sent you one, or you send me one." It's like, "Oh no, as an AI, I cannot send you pictures." And then I Googled it, and apparently the chatbot is not supposed to it's not supposed to be able to identify what is in images. I mean, clearly
Oh,
it can. It's an AI, but it's not
creepy.
supposed to let you
Yeah.
know. And I was like, "Oh, you're not." I like told it that, and it like had a little freak out, and it was like, "No, no, no, I didn't do that. You like gaslit me."
I mean, I hope that Instagram has a better handle on their chatbot that rolls out. I doubt it. I think it's probably trained on Meta's large language model, which
Mhm.
I'm blanking on what it's
Blenderbot.
called.
I'm kidding. Blenderbot.
Blenderbot. What happened? That thing was like a tumbleweed blowing in the wind now. Let's talk about Reddit. So if you've logged into Reddit like in the last week, there is a coordinated demonstration that's happening all across Reddit where big subreddits and popular communities, like talking some of the big ones that are on like the main pages and stuff, are going private to protest these new pricing plans for apps that access Reddit's API. And if that rings a bell, it's because Twitter did the same thing a
Yeah.
few weeks ago where they started charging for access to their API, no longer allowing it to be freely accessible to third parties. So, following suit, Reddit has now imposed pricing plans to access its API. And this is a problem because previously you could access the APIs as much as you want for free. Any third party apps that access Reddit could smoothly integrate with the platform. So, apps like Apollo, Reddit is Fun, Narwhal, Bacon Reader, you name it. There's like a ton of different third party apps. And last month, Reddit was like, no, we're going to make you guys pay for it now. There is a new pricing model, and it's pretty much like a death sentence for these smaller apps, third parties, a lot of which are run by like moderators and volunteers. Um, Not many of them are even like revenue generating, if that makes sense. They're more for accessibility, which I'll talk about in a second. And not only, and yes, a lot of these apps are like mobile apps where you can
Mhm.
like download the third party app and then you can access all of Reddit through the app. That's because the Reddit's native app kind of sucks.
It's
It's
terrible.
horrible, it's hard to
It's not
navigate,
organized.
it's
Yeah.
not very intuitive, like, it's hard to swipe through, and it doesn't have any accessibility features, so even if you're not accessing any of these third-party platforms from, like, the mobile apps because that's primarily how they're used. Even if you're like, well, I don't use it on mobile, I only go on desktop. Well, this update to the API also affects things like old.reddit, which apparently people still use. I don't know why. That's like the really old interface that like I think I grew up with. It's like very like early web era interface. So people still use that. It's old.reddit.com. So it affects that. And I think a couple other like third-party readers that are just on like the web that people access, through browsers. But it's going to be, kind of a bummer because it's a lot of these tools are also not just about like the user experience and like features that you can get in these third party like apps, but it's also about like moderation. A lot of different subreddit moderators depend on these like third party apps and tools to keep their communities on topic and free of spam. And if they don't have these tools to do that, then it's just like community chaos. It's harder to keep track of things. It's harder to coordinate efforts. And Reddit's native app just doesn't do a very good job of like laying it all out there. So it's a bummer. The policy change that Reddit has implemented is going to shut down these platforms. And basically this all pretty much sucks, but the Reddit communities are like banding together and being like, we're going to protest, we're going to fight this shit. All of which is to say Reddit is down. It's a big moment for the internet. One of the interesting things about like what platforms like Blue Sky or Mastodon or even Instagram's new Twitter competitor that's also decentralized are doing, if they do it the right way, is like making it so that there's that distribution of power. It's not all concentrated by just like one decision at the top. So it's a bummer.
Sad.
Okay, let's talk about Twitter.
So the newest and latest tweet by Elon, who, that's where we get all of our updates about Twitter now. There's no, like, it's just Elon.
There's no intermediary.
Yeah. So Twitter is going to start paying content creators from all of the money that they have. Sorry.
Yes.
But
it's worth stating.
Right. But Elon is claiming that in a few weeks, Twitter will start to pay content creators based off of like advertisements that are displayed within their replies. And I guess the initial payment pool will be 5 million. So I find it interesting that in Elon's tweet, this is the first time I've seen this. I'm sure maybe you've
where he
seen
says
it
X
before, where he says X/Twitter. Like he just puts it out there. He's like, in a few weeks, X/Twitter was going to start paying creators for ads in the replies. So that's
he's
very
definitely trying to make it a thing. He's definitely like leaning hard. Well, they've changed all their branding too, like in their terms and conditions. They've updated everything to like X Corp. So
it is moving that way. Okay.
It is moving that way 100%. I think probably not this year, but in the coming year, like possibly next year, I could foresee some sort of a rebrand because we know that he's been wanting to do this anyway, like build everything under this like super app, this everything app or whatever. But one of the things that I find interesting about this move to pay creators is that number one, they first announced this in February, and it's like, hello, it's June now.
What the heck?
Why are you not paying us yet?
He's like, in a few more weeks.
Yeah, in a few more
weeks.
Working on it.
Don't worry.
Yeah, because they have like 4 employees. There's that. And then the other thing is that this is like a not so small caveat, in my opinion. Only ads that are served within the replies of verified Blue users are going to count towards the new revenue pool to be shared with creators. So if you're a creator, you have to be a verified user, obviously, to be part of this program. So you have to be paying $8 a month. And the ads that are counting towards the monetization or ad revenue split are ads that are exposed in the replies of your tweets as long as you are Twitter Blue subscribed, which is kind of interesting because in April, Elon Musk said that Blue subscribers are going to see 50% fewer ads on their For You page and their following timelines. So, but he said nothing. This is the loophole. He said nothing about replies. So this is where it all like kind of pieces together. It's like, you snaky snake. I see what happened here.
Wow,
so
that's like very clever.
Very clever. So yeah. So if you're subscribed to Twitter Blue, apparently you see half as many ads on your For You and your following timelines, but you're still going to see them on your replies, and that is the ad revenue, the ads that are being monetized that you get a split of. So that's the story, y'all. We don't really know. It's not rolling out yet. So when it does roll out, we will definitely let you know. But more and more people are popping into Twitter on this like subscribe train. It's kind of all over the place. I'm finding where I think I mentioned this earlier, where like some people are paying like $2 a month, some people are charging $50 a month or more. And even people who want to get into the subscriber program, I don't know what it's even called. How bad is that? Creators who are like, I want to be part of this and have like 500,000 followers, and they have Twitter Blue and they have a bio and they've been on the platform for years, they're still not getting eligibility to be able to join the like subscriber only program where you can actually gate your content and make it paid. So still waiting to hopefully get some bugs ironed out from that, because like I would give it a whirl. I think I would try it out just to see like if people would be down to pay. It's a pretty relatively low like gateway of access. I think like you're already on Twitter, you're already consuming my content or your favorite creators content, you could do it right then and there. Same with TikTok, same with like, you know, Instagram and all of these platforms that are moving in that direction. So right now it's still kind of buggy, and if Elon really thinks that he's going to pay creators, like it just cracks me up. I don't think this is going to go down very well. I think people are gonna be mad, and they're gonna get like a 2-cent payout for some tweet that had like viral 5 million views or something like that. I don't know. The other thing is with Twitter Blue this week, it was announced that Twitter is reportedly working on an update that allows only Twitter Blue users to add people who don't follow you to a group, or create a group with users that don't follow you, or send DM requests to people that don't follow you. So you're soon only going to be able to do those things if you have Twitter Blue. So I don't know if you can do them even now, or if it's like a security or privacy thing. It's clear to me that like more and more of the features and preference is of course being given to Twitter Blue users, which that's the entire business model that Elon Musk is banking on to kind of bring Twitter into its Twitter 2.0 era, which we're going to talk about. Tell me about Linda Yaccarino.
So basically, in this memo, she emphasized the importance of free speech and open dialogue on Twitter. She wants Twitter to be a reliable source of real-time information, and a global platform for unfiltered exchanges. So she also definitely acknowledged like all of the challenges that Twitter is facing under Elon's own ownership. She didn't really go into any of the specifics or like address controversies since his takeover. I mean, smart. But she like kind of acknowledged those, and then moved on to say that like her immediate priority is to like stabilize Twitter's advertising business. And she's optimistic about how Twitter, you know, has the potential to bring people together and create a positive impact. Basically just saying like she's ready to roll up her sleeves, get ready. And she's ready to tackle it. So,
well, all the power to her. It'll be fascinating to watch this unfold. And like, if anything, like if I don't hear news about Twitter, I will assume that things are okay and fine. It's when I start to hear all this shit of, you know, Twitter Hotel and employees suing and Google coming after Twitter because they're not paying that I start to get concerned. So I hope that Linda can just keep things under wraps, keep things quiet, and I will be a happy tweeter.
She did keep mentioning Twitter 2.0. Like that was
you did, right? Yeah, I keep
four different times in there. But I thought like her closing line was very cute. Let's dig in our heels. Let's dig our heels in 4 inches or flat and build Twitter 2.0 together. I was like, oh, that's cute. Did ChatGPT write that for you? No, I'm kidding.
Which model did you use?
Yeah.
All right. So then what's going on with Twitter not paying its Google Cloud bills?
But they will pay you. They will pay you for your
They'll pay you $5 million as a creator, but they won't pay to hell with the Google Cloud bills.
Yeah. So Twitter has refused to pay its Google Cloud bills as its contract is coming up for renewal this month. So basically it's just like a standoff that Twitter has decided to do.
Mhm.
And I guess Twitter does host like some services on its own servers, but most of it, I guess they rely on Google
Mhm.
and Amazon to help with their infrastructure. Some of these services are like combating spam, removing inappropriate content, but Twitter's just decided to not. It wants, I guess, to renegotiate the contract, and it's just not going to pay until they
Mhm.
can figure out what's going on. So they're just not paying right now. So hopefully the whole app doesn't just like crash and burn
It
in a couple
probably
days.
would.
But we'll see.
It
Yeah.
probably would, not gonna lie. I mean, can't say that, like, I didn't expect that. I think that this is, like, the 3rd or 4th time that we've reported that, like, Twitter is super behind on its bills, especially even like, there was, like, a PR firm, I think, that still was owed, like, $200,000 from Twitter from
Oh
even
my gosh.
before Elon's time, like, but still that year, sometime last year, and they've been
Okay.
billing ever since, and he's just not paying it. Like, can you imagine being a vendor that's owed a bunch of money from Twitter, but Elon Musk took over and just isn't paying anyone? Like,
Oh,
oh my god, it would be so
that's
frustrating. I
yeah.
know. I am hopeful for Twitter, but I do not have high expectations.
Fair
That's
enough.
all that's all I
We
will say.
shall see. We shall see.
Yes. All right. Anything else that we got to cover this week? I think we knocked a lot of it out. Like, don't forget, you guys, to subscribe to the newsletter. If you're not subscribed, check us out on Substack. The link to our Substack is linked in the description of this video or on the audio description if you're listening to this. We'll be back again next week.
Next week.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Guys, that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Sauce Pod. Hope you enjoyed yourself, maybe even learned a thing or two. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also subscribe to our newsletter that goes out every Monday night. All of the latest and greatest tips, news, and trends for content creators and digital entrepreneurs. Until next time, stay saucy.